Welcome everybody to Eberron Adventures. My name is Matt and this is my YouTube channel Zephyr's Gambit. I'm not going to do my usual disclaimer today because we have an in-between session. Today it was going to be just for Brugg, Sylis and Kari. Kari wasn't able to make it, and at the moment Sylis's player Corey hasn't seen any of my messages, so we're not sure what's happened with him. Hopefully everything is all good. So we're just going to have a quick summary of what's been happening off screen, and then we'll do some stuff with Brugg. So off screen in the last week, we've had just a little bit of RP to do with Kari and Lana. Lana has gone to visit Rin's uncle, and she got to his house and was invited in, and Rin's uncle had some bad news. He had received a letter from Mazantana of the keep in Shan, stating that his nephew Rin had passed away, and he was able to show that letter to Lana, who had no idea that Rin had passed away. And as anyone that's been watching or anyone that's been playing knows, Lana fell pretty hard for Rin. There was a bit of a love interest there, and so she is pretty devastated about this news. There is a funeral that has been planned at the coming weekend in-game, and it's currently Tuesday in-game, so there's a couple of days between now and the funeral, but it will take some time to get back as well. The way that the travel is going to happen is mostly by airship, which is being paid for in advance. In the case of Rin's death, he had a will, and it specifically explained that anyone that was not in Shan would be able to be paid for. He's paid for everything in advance. There's a lot of money there, sitting there for anyone that would have to travel, and for the funeral itself. So they're preparing to do that. So in her sadness and devastation, Lana has gone back to her room at the tavern or inn, and has just been crying. And Kari found her there and was like, "What's going on?" But something also was happening with Kari. Overnight, she had discovered that Naydra was in town and was lost in one of the avenues that Kari just happened to be walking down. And so Kari basically rescued her from the street and brought her back to Lana's room. And that was the time when they also found out that Rin had passed away and what was going on with Naydra. Naydra basically explained that her brother Vesuvius has gone missing, that he acted really, really weird, and she also explained her madness. So as we know, Lana's had a madness from drinking this potion of resurrection that Vesuvius fed her, and Naydra had the same potion. They both had a reaction to that potion, slightly different to each other, but similar as well. So Naydra is reacting differently and she can't resist herself from sexual things, and she doesn't want to do those things, but something in the potion makes her, and so she tracked down Lana to tell her about this and trying to figure out if there's a way to reverse those negative effects. We found out more about Vesuvius, and we don't know why he's gone missing, but we know that something is, we think, possessing him. We think it could be a ghost or a demon or something like that, and Kari believes that it has something to do with a fallen angel. Beyond that, that's kind of what happened off screen. So that leaves us back to Brugg, who I guess wakes up on Tuesday morning, not knowing any of this. Lana didn't come home last night, and you are able to do whatever you'd like to do. Kari can come with you in the morning, then she'll sort of head off on her own in the afternoon to look after Lana, or if you want to go with them to the Temple District, that is something that they wanted to do, is go to the Temple District later in the afternoon. So totally up to you, and we'll just go with whatever you'd like. For those that don't know, Brugg is looking for reagents to resurrect the Mother Guardians, who are 3 elderly female people, for want of a better word, who are trying to assist with tracking down the daughters of Sorakel and stopping them, which is a worthy task. And so he has their souls or essence in some items that he was able to encapsulate them with, and he wants to bring them back. So he's been tasked by the Druids to come up with a list of, find a list of reagents that they've given him so that they're able to actually complete the ritual. Resurrection is pretty rare in Corvair, so all of these reagents are kind of, well, they've deemed them necessary. Brugg doesn't really know any better, and so he's agreed. And so he's been looking for stuff, and I believe that that's what we're going to be doing now. So over to you, Brugg.
Well, Brugg needs to go back to Circus. Prophecy ladies say that reagents in there.
Indeed. Yeah, and the circus is in town for
Another day.
Yeah, I think I changed the day to 3 because I was going to make them leave on the 20th, and it is Tuesday, so it is the 17th. So you've got a couple of days before they leave.
This is okay. No time like present.
Indeed. And so you can very easily find your way back. Is there anything that you want to do, like get in town or anything on the way? Kari will come with you, obviously, as it's still morning.
Probably breakfast, like a mobile breakfast.
Yep, totally fine. So yeah, you grab breakfast and head out to where they're kept. Like I said, easy to find. You've been there already.
All right, I'm looking for, I guess I go to their bit of a zoo with my piece of paper showing all the reagents on it.
Oh, okay. Sure, let's have a look. Yeah, so the keeper will immediately identify that indeed he has an Umber Hulk.
Oh, I need hair clippings.
He has an Umber Hulk that's as part of the zoo, and he doesn't know of any use of hair clippings. He usually just throws them out. So he says, by all means, if you want them, and he'll point you towards the where the cage is. Now, you could either go through the trash, which will have old hair clippings in it, or you can take the fresh ones, and he'll let you like sweep it yourself if you want to do that.
I think I'll sweep the fresh ones. I don't know what old ones in the trash might be contaminated or.
Okay. So what they do is they have one of those like dividers, as you find in many zoos, where the creatures go when they're like resting or when they're being tended to. And so they'll open the divider and usher the Umber Hulk in there, close that, and you're able to then go into the room, into the cage, and clean it without risk.
Awesome.
So do you just want to roll me a quick survival check?
Oh, I'm certain it can only go well.
Yeah. All right. So many things open. All right, we're over here. 12, that's pretty good. Oh, middling to decent. Oh, I've got a message. I wonder if that's from Corey.
3 vials that I have, though.
Three vials? Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, so you definitely managed 3 vials with a check of 12. Let's see.
You know what? I'll get a little bit extra just in case, because
sure.
If one of those vials breaks or is lost, we're going to be sunk.
All right. Do you want to quickly roll me D3?
I can do that.
Okay.
Ah.
3. Nice. All 3 vials are actually fine quality hair. It's 1 grade higher than basic hair. You actually managed to find finer quality hairs in amongst it, and you're able to fill all 3 vials with it.
Sweet. I'll question them on if they happen to know where I can find, or if they have one, a speckled owlbear.
They have an owlbear, but it's not speckled. They haven't seen one in their travels. They would say that if you could catch one, that they would pay you handsomely for it, because that would be amazing. They say that they're relatively rare and extremely intelligent. Like, extremely intelligent.
Smarter than Brugg. That's fine.
Yeah.
Willing to accept that. I guess the only other things are, he'll mutter to himself about finding a troll and red dragons and 3 mummified succubi bodies.
Yeah. Well, the keeper himself, let me just check my notes here, make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, so we've got the Umber Hulk. Let's have a look here.
I've got the mucus, the Umber Hulk, and the ectoplasm.
Yeah, yeah. So the keeper himself doesn't know of any of the other things, but he's only the tender of the actual animals themselves.
Yeah.
I
need to find me a druid.
Yeah. He does say that there's like I guess a zoo master, like the person who's in charge, and he would point towards their caravan and say that you could always talk to them and they might know more than he does.
Brugg will shake his hand and just plop 2 gold in his hand, you know. He doesn't expect
he
this
would
to be
just
doing it for free.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have people on your side.
His eyes will go wide and be like, "Oh, thank you, sir," and he will say, "Sir." Yeah, he's like,
Sir
yeah,
is
cool.
Brugg's father, please.
Would you like me to? Would you like me to introduce you to our zoo
Brugg
master?
will nod excitedly.
Yeah.
He's
So he will
making
actually,
progress
because
towards
you've
his
actually tipped him, he will actually take you and knock on the door himself, and a fairly short human man will open the door, and the animal keeper will introduce you, and he will say that you're looking for reagents and that you have a list, and that he was able to help you with the hair clippings, and the zoo master would just like nod and usher you inside. Let's see.
Maybe he's like a beast tamer. Maybe he's the one that captures these guys.
Yeah, you don't think so just by looking at him. He looks more like an aristocrat.
Aristocrat?
Aristocrat.
Is he putting on a musical?
Let me just find his name here. 1 second. Too many things open, as per usual. Alrighty. Alright, so his name is Grellin. I'll type that here. Grellin.
Oh, I like his name. It is a strong sounding name.
He'll just introduce himself as Grellin. Grellin, the zoo master, and yeah, he'll show you a seat. Say, "Oh, welcome to our zoo. May I see your list? Maybe there's something I can help you with."
Brugg perks up and unrolls the list from a pouch at his belt and hands the roll over.
So I'll get you to quickly roll perception for me, because there's something that you might catch.
All right. Bam.
All right, you don't. So on a not for Brugg level, there was some street talk going on between the master and the zookeeper, but Brugg doesn't pick up on it.
No,
so
that's fine. I get the feeling that it would have been about the fact that I tipped the other guy, so he should try and get the money out of it too. No, that's basic wisdom. I don't need perception to figure that out.
No,
Brugg's not stupid.
You really don't. But Brugg doesn't pick up on the visual cues, which he might have. So, but you assume that they probably know how to talk to each other on the sly. I would guess. But in any case,
probably would have flashed the 2 gold in his hand while he was behind my back.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so he will have a look down the list, and he'll like get to the end, and his forehead will like crumple, and it's like, really, this is really odd. And he'll pass the note back to you. Say, this is really odd, Brugg. You're probably not gonna believe this, And he pauses, and he looks at you. Are you offering any visual cues or anything at this point?
He's just looking at him like,
He says, perhaps you saw that we have a horror attraction where you can like go in and be scared. A lot of people really love going on that particular attraction. We get a lot of our money from there.
he can see the recognition in Brugg's face when he's like, oh yeah, Brugg saw that.
Well,
because they walked by it.
And he sort of pauses for another second, and he shakes his own head and he says, "You're not going to believe this." He said it before, but he says it again. One of like the main attraction that we have is a coffin. It's like halfway through the show, and inside the coffin we have a mummified succubus body.
Brugg is going to be excited at first, and then he's going to frown, and he's going to look at Grelin and just lean slightly closer and say, "You not lie to Brugg, would you?"
He says, "No, but I'm afraid I don't think I can let it go."
Brugg will look sullen.
It's like
Brugg, keep hunting then. Starts to get up.
He says, "You know, the amount of money that attraction brings in is, I couldn't even explain it to you." He says, "Yeah, it'd definitely need a replacement or due compensation, but I don't think I can let it go."
Brugg nods. Okay. Thank you for letting Brugg know. And Brugg gets up. Starts turning towards the door. Brugg's gonna believe him. He didn't sense a lie, and this guy's going like, "Look, I can't give it up. I'm sorry." But now Brugg at least knows they exist. Brugg didn't even think that, he was ever gonna find these kind of things.
He says, "You're probably not going to find another one.
Ah,
At least
Brugg
I know that
3.
they're pretty rare." 3, yeah. There's 3. Oh yeah, I saw the 3 on there. I don't know how you're going to get 3. He says, "What is all this for anyway, bro?"
Brugg can't say. That secret.
It's a secret. I guess
Too bad. Brugg probably give 50 gold for it. But that's okay. Brugg will try and find another one.
The man almost bursts out laughing, but contains himself, and he's like, "Yes, no, that wouldn't do at all." and you can probably tell that he makes a good deal more than that, or he's made a good deal more than that off of this thing.
Well, I'm not going to pay a couple thousand gold for it, so.
Yeah. So he'll just be like, well, he's like looking you up and down, like you're like wearing your full like combat gear and stuff, yeah?
Yeah. Brugg is ready for war at all times. It's really his only set of clothes.
So he's like looking you up and down, and he's like, "Now you're not the type of person that would take something that's really valuable by force, are you?"
Brugg thinks for a moment. And then shrugs. That depends.
You can see him getting really nervous. He's like,
Brugg's not reading it that way. Brugg's learned to read and write, but he's not great at the whole like people thing.
Yeah. Well, he's shuffling his feet and he's like cracking his fingers. He's like, "Depends on what, bro?"
Brugg thinks for a moment. Probably if reason was important enough. And also didn't like person who had it. Brugg will nod like, yeah, that's a good answer.
He says, oh, well, here, have this as a memento for visiting this wonderful traveling zoo. And he holds out, well, it takes him a second to like fiddle around with his belongings. And he holds out to you it's kind of like a pin. And it has, you know, the name of the zoo. It's like, what is this name again? What do we call it? It has Grellin's Marvelous Zoo, like emblazoned on it.
Marvelous Menagerie.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, you take this as to show the world the wonders that you have seen. And he's, you know, trying to garner your favor, but he's also thinking this guy is free advertising as well at the same time.
Brugg will take it and pocket it and be like, thank you. And Brugg will think for a moment. And then ask him, how much does Succubi body bring in?
He'll like almost cough. Be like, well, a tradesman never tells his secrets.
Brugg
We all
rolls his
have
eyes.
those, don't we? In relation to, like, you can tell it's like in relation to the fact that Brugg hasn't told him about his secret. It's like we all have our secrets.
Brugg thinks for a moment. Brugg trades you secret for secret.
He leans back in his chair. Okay, Brugg. I'll trade you secret for secret. So he will tell you that it's a gold per entry into the horror thing, and that he gets he stays for around a week to a week and a half at different places depending on how popular the places are. Trollenport is obviously a big trade town, so he's actually been around for longer than he would normally just because of the pure volume of people that are around. And he says, look, we can get upwards of 300 people through a day.
That'd be way more than Brugg could actually pay. Yeah.
He says, before that, we were still getting a lot of people, but we weren't able to charge quite so much. It is the main attraction, after all. And he will actually tell you the truth that basically he's charging double what he used to be able to charge. So he's basically making 150 gold, but that's before expenses, like, so 150 gold a day. So after expenses, probably like
I
100
have genius idea. Just brain just blew out the front of my skull.
Yeah.
Brugg looks at him and goes, Brugg know where a bunch of horrifying bodies are. Probably grossest thing Brugg has ever seen. And Brugg see a lot of gross things.
You can see him like thumbing his mustache. It's a little spiky mustache, you know, in a perfect
goatee.
triangle.
His goatee.
Goatee, yes. He's like, bodies, you say? Bodies of what variety?
And Brugg will be like, he'll like start counting on his fingers. It was like, what, 9 bodies? And Brugg will be like, giant fish things. And he's like, he's thinking for the word aboleth.
He's like, ooh, that's interesting, he says. Adela. Did you see any eggs?
Brugg shrugs. Couldn't swim down far enough. Is big lake or deep lake? Thanks for the word. Thinks for a moment between big and deep, and it's like, eh.
You know, it's worth a look, Brugg. How about this? You come with us this morning back to the lake. You show us where it is, and if we can find some aboleth eggs, I will give you that body in trade.
Brugg could be a thing for a moment and be like, deal. Because they don't mean anything to Brugg.
Yeah. All right.
Brugg
so
will
it
say,
takes.
Brugg will say, like, make sure to keep them, contained because they're horrifyingly dangerous.
Yeah, he's actually got an aquatic cage. Basically, it's crystal glass,
Okay.
which you've seen before, and it's like really, really strong glass.
I need to get gear out of that.
You need to get gear out of it.
Make like a helmet, and then for the ice. Hold on, for the eye slits, get that. So people trying to shoot you in the eye just pings off.
That would be cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's a big crystal glass thing, and it's already filled with water, and there's some exotic fish in there and whatever. But he's like, oh man, like if we can get aboleth eggs, that would be insane. We'd be like the first zoo ever to have like real aboleths.
Puts his hands on the desks and stands up and just goes, when we leave.
Right now. And he'll
Brugg
be
is
like
Brugg-like style. Brugg heads out the door and whistles for hey you.
Yeah, hey you will come, and the man actually has a whistle as well. It's not a pet whistle, but it's like a big whistle pipe sort of thing. And a few men sort of run up, and he's like, right, you stay here, mind this. You come with me. And so, and he's like, bring
a cart and horses.
Bring a cart. And so, yeah, they grab a cart, and it's got like, a little crystal glass aquarium in it, and it takes like about 15 minutes to get it all together, and he heads off with you. You're able to get to the lake, and there's no sign whatsoever of the Yonti.
Yeah, good. They have learned their lesson.
Yeah, they seem to completely have abandoned this place, and the waters seem calm and what's not.
Yeah, Brugg will still keep cautious and an eye out. It is a dangerous place.
Yeah, and they'll say, okay, are you diving in to get this?
Brugg will shrug. Brugg can help.
All right, so they'll hand you the crystal glass little jug thing, and then a couple of the men will wade in with you, and then you can dive in.
Brugg will start swimming down.
All right.
And he'll start relying on his dark vision as he gets deeper and deeper.
Okay. That's fine. So you do that. Let's roll another perception and survival check.
Swell. Hold on. Yeah, this is going better than I thought.
Yeah. I mean, business people.
Come on!
Right. And another survival
killing
check.
me here.
That's a perception.
Oh,
it'll just mean that it takes longer. So
I've got a crystal of like being underwater, so fine.
Yeah. So just the survival now, unless you've pressed on it and it just hasn't appeared yet. Sometimes it does that. Cool. All right. So you do eventually, after like half an hour of coming up to the surface, getting your air, diving back down, time after time, find a small sort of hidden spot
Alcove.
where, alcove, that's a good word, like that.
Brugg is learning new words.
Where there are a bunch of unhatched aboleth eggs. Now, because you rolled low on your survival check, not all of them survive, but you do manage to catch a couple and put them in the thing and take them.
I hand them to the men to bring back up.
Yeah. So I'm going to say exactly what you rolled is exactly the number of eggs that you got.
Awesome. That's quite a few.
Yeah. So 6. 6 eggs.
I'll hand 2 off and I'll keep 4 with me. And there's reason for this. I'll look around just in case there's any like goodies that have been stashed away down here before I head back up.
All right. Like underwater, you mean?
Yeah, just down here in this alcove area because I wasn't able to get down here previously. It was too deep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you don't even need to roll the check. You do find in amongst the eggs there is another emerald. Sort of in between the 2 sizes that have been found here before. So one that was found, I think you almost swallowed it when you were down here. And then the other one, which was fist size, which was found on the river. So this one's in between the 2 sizes. So
we have 3 emeralds now? Or I have 3 emeralds now?
One that's like a teardrop size, like this. One that's fist size, and one that's kind of in between the 2. It's one of the size of a coin, but 3-dimensional.
Awesome. Just write that down. Sweet. All right, I'll lug these 4 back up. Kicking my feet. I got the emerald in my teeth or in my pocket, essentially. So I had to put my backpack down. I didn't want to get everything dirty.
Yeah, and because you found like a couple of different emeralds, you have a feeling that they are significant to the Yonti somehow. Probably a part of their rituals.
What, the emeralds?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe at some point when they're not trying to do dangerous deeds in the middle of forests in places they're not supposed to, we will talk and work that out, or maybe I will trade them for gold.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Cool. I believe that Lana has the fist-sized one and you have the other 2. Is that right? I think that's right.
I think so. I think I handed the one to her because I was killing things at the moment. It's like chucked it over my shoulder. It's like, business to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the fist-sized one was found with the neck of the avian creature.
Yeah, the vocal cords that they don't know yet.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. So, and so you want to give him 2?
Well, the reason why I kick up with my 4 and I give him 2, and so I have these 4, and I go to him and say, "Brugg willing to trade you other 4, since Brugg already give you 2. If you help Brugg try and find items, not like go search, just information."
What information?
Let's see. Well, one where he can find either dragon bits or a dragon to take the bits from, a druid, or where he can find a druid because he needs to find that speckled owl bear. Oh, and where he can find a troll to kill. Also, he just asks like casually. Also, what is a spectator? Is that like the people that stand in stands when they watch games? I don't want to take their eyes. That just mean.
So roll a persuasion check for me.
All right. I'm good at these. I hope you're ready.
All right.
Exactly as expected.
He says, I have a counter offer for you, sir. I'll take all 6. And I'll tell you what a spectator is.
And what?
I'll tell you what a spectator is.
And Brugg will be like, we'll look at him and be like, Okay, but not the people that stand and watch stuff. Brugg know what that is.
He says, yeah, I know. I'll tell you what they really are.
Brugg will nod and he'll start walking. He'll walk over to the cart.
Cool. All right, so in return for all 6, he will tell you what they are, which is basically a less adult version of Beholder, which is a many-eyed creature, like tentacle eyes and big.
Yeah. At the mention of a beholder, Brugg will groan and just absolute frustration of just like, oh no.
Yeah, that's what it is, Brugg. Good luck with that. I mean, spectators aren't nearly as scary as beholders, but yeah. Not sure where you're gonna find them. I mean,
Brugg will shrug. Brugg will shrug. Brugg found mummified succubi body.
he laughs and he's like, I guess you did. I guess you did. How are you gonna transport that, by the way, bro? I don't like.
Brugg have
I don't
arms.
think it's gonna fit in that pack of yours.
Brugg just walks through the street carrying a coffin.
You can't carry the coffin. You can carry the mummified body, though.
Brugg will, shrug. Yeah, Brugg have to find cart. Or wagon, maybe. I don't know. Brugg kind of winging it right now.
The man, like, starts to stroke his beard, and he's like, we might have a wagon that we could maybe part with for something of value.
Brugg will raise an eyebrow.
Might you have something to offer us, Brugg? And he'll show you a cart, like it's just a cart.
Brugg will shrug. Brugg can just go buy a cart.
That's true. He says. But
because he seems like he's trying to swindle me into buying a cart, and it's just like, Brugg could just go buy one. They're everywhere, literally.
He is trying to swindle you into buying.
I know. That's why Brugg's just like, he's not dumb. I couldn't persuade him because he's a intelligent businessman, but Brugg's not stupid.
Like, okay, well.
Besides, after the stern talking to the party gave me, after the last time Brugg made a business deal.
Yes, I can see your point. Good point, sir. All right, so he's like, okay, fair enough. You and he'll go into the ride, into the horror ride, and he'll come out like the back door, lumping this big mummified corpse. Just like, here you are, bro. I'm a man of my word.
Brugg will, nod his thanks.
So what you can tell immediately about it is that the corpse does have boobs. Like, there's lumps there.
Cool. Are there wings, too? Actually, you know what? Brugg actually inspects the body. Because it could be one of those carnival things of being a fake body, and if it is, Brugg will probably murder the rest of the zookeepers.
Okay. Well, it'll take some time to unwrap it.
It's fine.
Okay.
Brugg is as cautious as can be, like as long as it takes to kind of keep this thing from falling apart or damaging it.
What you will the first thing that you unwrap is the head. So you immediately would be able to see the little horns and the feminine features, which are mostly gone because, it's like a mummified corpse. But
yeah. Are they, is the horns actually part of the head, or is it like stapled on?
Yeah, it's like here. Oh, no, it's part of the head.
Awesome.
And then, if you go a little bit further, just beyond the neck, you'll see that wings have been like wrapped up. They've been like folded in.
Awesome. That's enough for Brugg. Brugg starts wrapping it back up.
Yeah, it stinks.
Yeah, it stinks. It's not the worst thing Brugg's ever smelled. He killed a family of aboleths, which is still probably on like the list of most horrific things.
Yeah. So, yeah, as far as you can tell, it definitely is what he was saying. Cool. Yeah, so you wrap it all back up. I'm not going to be a dick and give you a check to see if you can wrap it up securely enough, because that's just
thanks. And then that's also just tedious.
That's just gross.
Me having to go like, I take 20 and we sit here for all day doing this.
Yeah, so, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can take time to do it properly. So you can
Brugg will ask if he can hold on to it while Brugg go gets a cart.
Yeah, the man will be like, yeah, whatever you want.
Cool. Brugg will thank him, be like, yeah, thanks. And Brugg will, he'll take AU, head to town, buy a cart, put okay AU up to it, and be like, sorry, Brugg just need to lug something.
All right, so it'll just be whatever the price is in the PHB.
I think it's like a 50 gold. I'll look it up at some point, but
sure.
I'll put in my notes. Bought a wagon.
Bought a wagon. Yeah. All right. I once had a player who bought a wagon and then wanted to outfit it with like weapons and storage spaces.
I have done that. It took so much money, and the party hated me until it was complete. And then we had a battle wagon, and they were like, "This is amazing."
Oh my god! Yeah.
We had an armored boar pull it around.
That is awesome.
It was super cool.
That is really awesome. All right. Yeah, so pretty much up to whatever it is you want to do next, I guess.
Brugg will. Are there any religions tied or druidic ways tied to religions? Because he may go into the temple district with them. Other than that, he's not terribly interested in the temple district.
Look, there is a deity to like natural, like for natural things. Let me just look that up.
Brugg has idea. Brugg is total. If there's a temple to that god, Brugg is gonna go with them to the temple district.
Right.
So you can go by that. Go to ask a cleric or who have you of that god if they can, if they would be able to ask a question on his behalf.
Yep. Let's just look at this. Just see what we can see here. So what do we got? Creation. So creation, good, life, plant, life. That'll do. So Arrowai or Arroway is yeah. So the neutral god of creation, good, life, plant, and weather.
Sweet.
There's also Balinor, which has animal, earth, and celerity. Not so.
I need to go to the animal one. Is really.
So Balinor is the neutral god of animals, earth, celerity, and retribution. His symbol is actually that of a battle axe as well.
Oh my goodness, perfect.
Yeah, so you'll head to that temple of Balinor. What can I tell you about Balinor?
You don't really have to tell me anything. Brugg wouldn't know.
Hunting and animal life. Yeah, so definitely that's the right one. So yeah, you'll head there. There'll actually be a druid there who is the keeper of the temple. So you kill two birds with one stone, really.
Sweet. Brugg will, yeah. Brugg will go to the temple.
So the keeper of the temple is a halfling. Halflings are in short supply here in Talonport.
I see what you did.
Yeah. And his name is Bertrand. Bertrand the Halfling. I will write his name down for you. Bertrand.
Gertrude.
Bertrand the Halfling.
Bertrand. All right. That was close.
He welcomes you into the temple. You can hear snoring coming from behind the altar, and you can smell what smells to you like some sort of beast. You can't see it because it's behind the altar, and the altar is rather large. But if you want to go and investigate it, you can. It does not sound like a human snoring. It sounds like an animal snoring.
Well, we'll go look. Well, he has no reason to think this, church is being, crazy evil.
It is a dinosaur.
Brugg will be like this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've heard of the dinosaur riding halfling tribes.
Nope. Or dinosaurs in general. So just like seeing one was like, oh my god, what is this?
Yeah, I don't. I could look up in the monster manual what sort of dinosaur this is. I'm not sure if it's really. But yeah, they're an entire halfling clan or tribe that basically are mounted cavalry on dinosaurs. And
as a player, I know in depth what they are.
Yeah, and so this guy is one of those, but he's a druid. So yeah, he'll welcome you to the temple, and he'll say, "Greetings. What can I do for you?"
Brugg need help finding animal.
He nods and he's like, "Okay. What animal do you seek?"
Brugg need to speak to Speckled Owlbear.
Speckled Owlbear. That's not animal.
Brugg shrugs. Like, Owlbear's animal.
He sort of like shakes his head as if like dismissing the whole idea that that's an animal. And he's like, You donate to the temple, he says, and I get you book and show you.
Brugg shrugs and walks over to the donation bin and drops in 10 gold.
Cool. He will be like, cool. And he'll go out to the back for a second. You'll hear him muttering to himself. He's like, A, no. F, S,
I like how he was like, does Speckled Owlbear have an F in it? No. Brugg is suddenly questioning if he should have just donated to the church of people. Especially since Brugg has learned to like read and write. Brugg's just like, I mean, wow. Even Brugg knows what Speckled Owlbear begins with. He comes back out. Brugg is just looking back out. Concerned.
And he starts flicking through the book. Speckle. It not here. Oh, and he goes back and he brings out a book with O for owlbear, puts it on the thing, gets to owlbear, and it's like owlbear, comma, speckled. He's like, here, finally. He's like, all right. And he'll read it out to you. Basically, the speckled owlbear are kind of like the D&D version of Aarakocra. So Aarakocra are intelligent avian bird life that are like a playable race because they've got a culture and everything. The speckled owlbear is just as intelligent, if not more, than the standard Aarakocra.
All right.
Incredibly rare. Like ridiculously rare, so that like almost no one knows about them. And generally they take up magical professions or alchemical professions. They're really highly skilled in taste testing for ingredients and knowing kind of their properties and things like that. They've got high resistance to like disease and things like that. And so they're like the perfect sort of creature to be able to test for ingredients and things like that. And so they generally take up either magical or magical reagent type of professions as, you know, cutting edge like alchemy and science kind of intrigues them, and the uses of those things
Brugg
are very
sighs
intriguing
heavily.
to them.
Brugg need to find one somehow.
He's like, I don't know where you'd find one. Is there anything else I could help you with?
Could you ask? It's a god, right? Not a goddess.
Look, I don't.
Oh, it's Arroway, right? Or is it a?
Yeah.
Arroway's a girl, I believe.
Okay.
I'll go with goddess. If I'm wrong, fans sue me.
Yeah.
Can you ask goddess for help?
He's like, oh, I guess. He says, it not something we normally do. So you put 10 gold in the thing. Let me just look up the cleric spell for you and see what we can do, because yeah, I don't know. So it is cold divination. All right. So it's a 4th level spell, and he needs incense and sacrificial offerings worth at least 25 gold. So he will need some more gold from you.
20 more gold, you said?
So the ritual itself is 25 gold worth of stuff.
Brugg will put in 30 more gold because, you know, for the stuff to do it and for him actually doing it.
All right. And so the halfling does all of this, thanks you, obviously. It says it's very unusual someone asking us to, but we can only ask one question. What question would you like to ask?
Where the obvious one being, where can I find speckled owlbear, at least the closest one?
Are you sure? He says.
Oh, Brugg can actually take out the piece of paper and show him and be like, Brugg looking for, their hair.
Okay.
And he, shows him the list.
Very well.
Unless you happen to have hair on hand.
I do not. And so he does the ritual. It involves like cutting up like a rabbit, putting it on the altar, and herbs and spices and things, and the whole thing just like evaporates in like this burst of green flame. Green flame, and
it hits Brugg in the arm. Brugg's just like, ah! Starts patting it out.
And then the halfling will sit sort of cross-legged and wait for the answer, and then he'll turn to you and basically says, "The goddess Araway has replied. She says that there is a speckled owlbear in the city of Trollenport."
Brugg, chokes on his saliva as he's waiting. Just like, what?
He says, and it's like he's listening and then saying what he hears. Like, so he'll pause and be like, okay, so apparently there's a shop. Okay, and apparently one of your companions is helping this owlbear, Reginald. Does that name mean anything to you?
I don't think he told me about Reginald. He may have, but let me scroll through the people to see if. As you don't have it listed, no.
Okay.
I don't suppose you know where this Reginald is.
He'll just say that there's an alchemist shop, and that you should be able to find him by just asking the traders around the town.
Yeah, Brugg pulls out a map.
All right, sure. Well, a little sigil will appear in green. And he'll see the sigil and he'll sort of gasp and be like, "You, Arawai shows you great favor. See that the halfling wasn't really expecting this level of help.
Brugg's just like, man, this is, whoo!
All right, so yeah, you have the location. She's answered your question.
Brugg stands up and reaches down, shakes her hand, and says thanks, and he'll head there. I guess he's got the cart stored somewhere safely, I assume, at this point. Well, it's one of those things of like, if I explain every single bit of he went with the cart and Hey You after he hooked it up. He collected the coffin. He came back.
Yeah.
He explained to the guards that it's not an actual person. He hid it in a stable. He covered it up. Yeah, like it would be here all night.
Yeah. Let me just ask you this. Would you have taken the cart in with like a cloak or a cover over it, or would the guards have actually seen the wrapped body? Because they'll react differently depending.
No, like the coffin would be closed.
All right, cool. In that case, they're like, that's fine, whatever. So they'll say that you need to keep it like away from the general populace in case, like, I don't know, like the disease, poison, whatever it is, that's plaguing the nearby area, gets into it or whatever, and they're like, you know, hopefully nothing bad happens. So keep it away from people. Is their pretty much their only request. And they say, this is on you. If anything happens, you will be arrested.
What,
because you're bringing it in. Yeah.
Can I hire a guard to just watch the body?
Sure.
How much would that be?
For a day, it's like 2 gold.
I'll give him the 14 gold for the week as like ahead of time. I'm not going to continuously come back to him.
Sure. Yeah. So he'll like put it in some like out building and like stand there and cut it. Yeah. Because I mean, it's just like menial skill labor, really. So yeah.
Yeah, I just need someone to not poke at it. You know, who's not going to ask questions about it, and who's going to keep other people from going around bothering it.
Yeah, sure. He'll do that. Not a problem. So yeah, we've organized that. You can make it to Reginald's Alchemist shop. Brugg has been in here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
he's the
but
one that
Brugg was kind of just hanging by the door because there was a whole lot of stuff Brugg didn't really understand. And
yeah. So it's the same as last time. It's a nice shop. Reginald's actual area is like with the big fireplace and the mahogany like thing and a nice table and everything's all warm. And Reginald is got his back to you, got the top hat and the monocle and the cane, the feathered cloak that sort of covers his entire body. You probably realize as soon as you walk in that it's not a feathered cloak that's covering his entire body. It's actually his entire body.
Yeah. Brugg will be like, oh.
Yep.
Brugg will walk up. Is he facing me? Does he notice the fact that I've entered the store?
He doesn't face you, no. He stays turned away just as he has every other time that we've gone to visit him. He'll greet you and he'll say, oh yes, it's a pleasure to have you back. Is there something I can do to help you? Where are your friends?
Brugg is kind of silent and scratches at the back of his head, and he shuffles from foot to foot, looking very awkward. Brugg have strange requests.
He says, I've had many strange requests in my life.
Brugg will walk up and he'll pull out the list. And he'll kind of hand it over.
He'll like adjust his monocle, look down the list, and be like, oh yes, I see. Interesting ingredients. Brugg
is still looking incredibly awkward and shuffling from foot to foot.
I can help you track these things down. Maybe identify things.
Brugg is like, oh, and Brugg will pull out the thing of like goop mucus because we could tell it was mucus, but we didn't know what it was, like what
Yeah.
kind of thing. So Brugg will hand that over and be like, "Can you tell me what this is?" And
Certainly.
any help finding other ones would be great.
All right, so he'll like test it as you would in like, I don't know, any crime lab. Just test with different stuff. Be like, yep, seems like albino Grimlock. And so yeah, he will successfully identify 3 globs of mucus from albino Grimlocks.
Brugg is excited and is like, "Oh yes!"
And so that's fine. You don't have the vocal cords, so you can't identify those right now. You've already identified the ectoplasm, I believe. So that's that. He does obviously see the ear hairs, and he's like, I could probably help you with the ear hairs of the speckled owlbear here. I think I might have some of those around.
Brugg chuckles, at his choice of words. And he's just like, "Brugg, no."
Oh, I do. Oh, they must be at the front of the shop.
Well, Brugg looks confused, and it's like, Brugg's just like, "No, Brugg, no, they're in your ear."
Oh, very good. Yes. And so he will.
Brugg not care, and Brugg not care, and Brugg not here to tell others. Brugg just need to gather a list of stuff.
Very good then, and then he'll package you up 6 ear hairs, and then it's rather painful removing ear hairs. Probably equally as painful, or if not more, than pulling your own nose hairs out.
Oh yeah, having done that, yeah. Oh, not excited about it.
Yeah, so he's just like, it's like, oh.
Brugg cringes every time he yanks one out.
Yeah. And be like, okay, so maybe there could be some compensation, as you can hear the tear in his eyes.
Brugg's just like, "Oh, is there anything Brugg can do to like help?" It's like wrenching at Brugg's heartstrings here of like, "Oh man."
Reginald like.
Is there anything Reginald needs?
Well, the party already got him the Franz kelp. He says, looking down your list, well, how about this? You need these red dragon wormling gizzards and red dragon heart.
Brugg nods. Brugg can already tell that this is not going to be. Is not.
He says, you could bring back some scales. I mean, if you're going to have to harvest these things anyway, I could use some red dragon scales.
Brugg nods. Brugg planned to bring whole bodies back.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would easily make up for this. He says, I'm not sure where you would find them. Not heard of red dragons being around here, but you might get lucky. And so yeah, he'll just let you off with the idea that you're going to bring back red dragon bodies.
Brugg tells him like he's not going to get all the bodies. Brugg, there's other things Brugg can make with this stuff, or can have others make with it. But he'll make sure to give him some scales and maybe bits of bone and other stuff.
He's more than happy with that.
Yeah. Brugg will ask him. Is there anything he can tell him about the rest of these pieces where he might be able to locate any of them? Or start on the trail too?
He pauses for a moment and says, maybe there's something I can do to help. And like he'll look through a bunch of like transaction books and stuff that he's got. It'll take him a good little while to do, but he'll look through them all and stuff, and he'll say, one of my contacts, the man I'm making this potion for, he's a collector of pretty unusual things. I mean, he owes me a favor. Maybe he has something from this list. And he says, I'm not sure, but there's nothing else that I know of that I can really, like, I surely know of. But he might, you know. So he'll give you the details of this friend of his who was a noble here in Trollenport. And again, it's a gnome. Most of the people here in Trollenport are gnomes.
Brugg will
Alright, so
Brugg will have to go find this gnome if Reginald can give him directions.
Yeah, and he'll write you a letter, like just a little note that sort of says, you know, this is Brugg. He comes with my blessing. He's gonna bring me some reagents that I'm looking for. If you can help him with anything that he's looking for, that would go a long way to paying your debt, sort of thing. And so you'll be able to take that letter. The gnome is, let's see, his first name is Kwanzaa. Let's see if I can. Yeah, Kwanzaa root 4. Let me paste that here for you, because he's a noble here in Trollenport. Very important person. Well, in relation to important people of the city.
All right.
Not so much for the story, but
that's fine.
He is
for the purposes of finding pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, he also has a wife.
Wait, Reginald?
No. So
meet my speckled Baobab wife, who also doesn't ever look at me. And so it's just two people that constantly show their back to me, and only that.
It is a strange thing. So we have Kwanzaa Rutfor and his wife Pinabwa.
All right.
They are both gnomish nobles of Trollenport.
All right. I will try and get an audience with them, as I know nobles are kind of all about that kind of thing.
It'll be in the noble district, where everything is significantly more upmarket. So you'll actually go past Sylis's mother's house, which is not quite in the noble district. It's not
I've already heard enough drama of this place. Actually, you know what? No, Brugg wouldn't care. Brugg would just walk by it. There's no reason for him to avoid it. I mean,
yeah. So it's just on the outskirts.
Him. He doesn't care about. Yeah, they don't care about him. He doesn't care about them.
And then you'll go past that and into the noble district proper, and you can see almost straight away that people are a lot more upright in the way that they walk. and the level
Their
of
general demeanor.
dress is significantly higher. And yeah, you'll be able to sort of make your way, and people will literally stop what they're doing and look at you in this
That's fine.
place.
Do not care. Brugg is not here to, for their amusement or, to care about their stuff. He is here to get a job done.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was going to say, Brugg sticks out like a sore thumb here.
Oh, yeah, he really does. And, yeah, you can probably hear the, oh, what is that? Oh, I believe it is a Harvok. Toffish talk in the background.
I've heard much worse over my life.
Yes. It's probably worse than that, too. But you don't care. You're here to do a job. And
Brugg has been hearing it all his life. Yeah, it's not going to start bothering him now after all these years.
Indeed. Which is why it's not really that important. So you'll front up to the house, you'll ring the doorbell, a butler
or notify the guards who are guarding it, or
yeah, I mean, this isn't like a manor, so there's not like, but it's a beautiful like townhouse.
Yeah. He'll knock on the door. He's not trying to knock it down, but he knocks on it set, loud enough for
so like a very well dressed butler will like come to the door, and will sort of just like bow deeply. Like, oh, hello, sir.
Brugg, feeling awkward, will kind of slight bow back. It's like more of like a bend of the hips. Brugg here to see Mr. Rutvar.
Oh, yes. Might you be able to tell me your business?
What was the piece? What was the thing that they had? What piece?
So you can just show him the piece of paper if you want, like the
You know what? I've shown it to everyone at this point, and I haven't told them what it is. So yeah, I'll show it to him. Brugg looking for these pieces. Brugg hear that they may have one.
And Reginald gave you like a letter to say that you're from him, so you can.
Oh yeah, Brugg is like, oh, and like hands him the other one.
He looks at it, reads it. It's like, ah, very well. Yeah. Why don't you take a seat in the waiting room over here? And he'll show you into a lavishly appointed like room, like beautiful silken drapes.
Brugg looks down at his like muddy shoes and is like, and like looks and like starts like steps down from the step and starts banging off the dirt and stuff. So he'll do that until it's like, until it's not going to track mud and dirt all over the house, and then he'll come in, and he'll like shrug sheepishly.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, the room is lavishly appointed. There's lovely like marble seating area with velvet cushions.
Yeah, Brugg's looking around, kind of in wonder. Like he's never really experienced this kind of thing, so it's like, oh wow, this is new.
There's like a mahogany coffee table with like a crystal glass top, and it has like a crystal glass bowl with some fresh fruit inside the bowl. And,
Brugg has a crystal ball that would complement this nicely.
Yes.
You gave the noble person what?
And there's some like tapestries on the wall, and like paintings, gorgeous, like full watercolor, amazing paintings, and probably 2 chandeliers in this small sort of room, far more than the room really needs. You get the picture. And so
it's exceedingly lavish in pomp.
Yeah, the man sort of bows again as he shows you into the room, and he says, I will take this to Lord Rutvar immediately, and he will.
Brugg will find like the least valuable chair to sit on, as he doesn't want to like. He also has to like unstrap his axe so it doesn't cut up all of the furniture when he sits down. And he's just like, and then he kind of just settles to put it across his lap and just kind of put his arms over it, and he kind of puts his hands over his knees and is kind of just tapping them like, well, this is happening.
Yeah. There's a speckled stone polished floor. It's like speckled with like glittery something. You're not sure exactly what it is. It's been highly polished, and there's a carpet over it that the coffee table is sitting on. And he's gone for a few minutes. Like time to have a look at anything or whatever,
Yeah,
if you want to.
around. He looks at the speckled floor, and he's just generally looking around like, oh yeah, this is really cool. You know,
Yeah.
Brugg's house doesn't look anything like this.
There's a couple of ceramic like urns and vases and things. There's fresh flowers in the vases.
Yeah, Brugg will look around. He's taking note of what's here because he's, from what I've discovered, or what Brugg has discovered really, of, you know, finding these pieces, is it helps to know what a person might want, so he can find something to trade it for.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, Brugg can go out and kill that and give it for and get stuff for you. Brugg's good at that. The business part, not so much.
Cool. So he's gone for a few minutes. You have a look at everything. Let me ask you, is there anything specifically you want to look at, or you just want to say, I look at stuff?
Without being like, I look at everything and then deciding what I look at. Brugg's just like, oh yeah, this is neat. He'll look at the table, I guess, to see, you know, maybe it's made out of that same glass stuff that the aquarium was made out of.
It definitely is, yes.
It's definitely just glass.
The top of it is crystal glass, the same glass.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Brugg, since he couldn't get a closer inspection of the aquarium, we'll look at this. He'll be like, oh, neat.
Yeah, and it's got like gold gilding around the corners, so it's like,
yeah, Brugg is careful to not scratch and or touch it.
yeah, it's beautiful, like crystal glass. It's got a clarity to it that's like crystal and like glass, and it's sort of just it's very strong, but exceptionally valuable. Not much more to the table than that, really. Just the glass gilding, crystal glass, and obviously mahogany legs and frame. They've been carved with like elaborate patterns up the legs.
Yeah, I guess Brugg will just, you know, take in the patterns and stuff while he waits. That's
it's typical sort of florally branchy patterns.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, what Brugg's looking at for, you know, when they come in. He's just looking.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, after a few minutes, the servant comes in, butler, and says, "Oh, yes, Mr. Vertfall, we'll see you now, if you will follow me, sir."
Brugg will, you know, stand up and he'll put this axe back up so he's not looking around, looking like he's just walking through their house carrying an axe.
Yeah, he will sort of say, okay, so if you don't mind, there is a rack over here that you can place your weapon.
Brugg looks, you know, kind of in consternation of it. And it's like reluctant, and then he reluctantly puts it up there.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. And then he'll like walk into the next room with you following, and he'll have there's a bowl, like silverware bowl. Again, it's got elaborate patterns around, and there's like a band of gold around it as well. And he'll like put his hands around it, and he'll like shift it around. And he'll like offer it to you, and you'll see that there is a hot towel that's sort of like over his arm, and he's like holding out the bowl and the hot towel to you.
Brugg looks very confused.
He'll sort of like go, oh, and he'll put his hand in his pocket and pull out another towel, and he'll like dip it into the water, which is like steaming, and he'll like dab his own face and he'll say like this.
And Brugg's like, oh, okay. And Brugg will, take it and do the same. Generally clean off.
Wipe off the grime. Yep.
And so blood, depending.
Yeah. It might be a little bit, yeah. And so when you're done, he'll bow again, and he will show you to these massive double doors that are again really ornate, and he'll tap twice very politely on the door. You'll hear a voice calling out, "Come!" And he'll click the golden door handle, open it up, and he'll gesture with his hand, and he'll say, "You may enter now, sir."
Brugg thanks him. And keeping with the trend of what Brugg's been doing today, Brugg will tip him.
Okay. He looks at it.
You laugh, but how much has that worked so far today?
Oh, it's been good. It's been very good.
And Brugg has gold to spare that he's really not going to use on anything else. So.
Exactly. So why not, right? So you'll see the butler like look gold. Down at the coin, and he'll be like, "Okay."
Oh no, 2 coins, 2 gold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he gave it to the zoo person. So yeah, cool.
He's not impressed, but he'll take it.
You want nothing else then? Brugg could have given nothing.
He'll just usher you in, and he'll close the door behind you gently. And then you find yourself again in another lavishly appointed room. This time it's a study. So there are like crystal glass bay windows overlooking garden that's at the back of the residence rather than at the front. You can see a fountain playing in the garden. This large sort of feminine figure with her hand up, and water coming off the hand and flowing beautifully down the figure. Lovely kept grass outside. On the inside, there's fresh flowers that are by the window in little containers and stuff. And he's sitting at a large desk with different papers and stuff, and ink and quill. Both of those are silver. And there's bookcases that go from the floor to the ceiling, all like solid mahogany bookcases, and all with like dust-free books, completely dust-free books, lining them completely full. Not a space in there anywhere. Lovely chairs, and he'll just say, "Oh, I understand your name is Brugg. You may take a seat, sir."
Yeah, Brugg will nod his thanks, and he will take a seat.
You'll see at the side of the room that there is a couple of family portraits. So there's himself and his wife. There's a couple of children. Some of the children, like there's one with the children just by themselves. There's one with the children just with the mother. One with the children just with the father, and one with the whole lot together. All that sort of stuff. They're all very expertly hand-painted. Obviously, the family means a lot to them. There's also some certificates. There's a certificate of nobility on the other side of the room, and there's like certificate of like ownership of lands and stuff that are up on like gilded frames and stuff like that. When you take a seat, he'll obviously have the piece of paper that the butler gave him, and he'll look down and say, "Oh yes, very good. So you were sent by Reginald. Yes, I do owe him rather a favor. Yes, I believe that I can help you with at least one of these items. He says, I did recently come into contact with a foreign trader, and we did pass hands indeed on a rather rare body, that of what you here term to be, and he'll like point to the succubus body, and succubus, yes, one of those. And we did find it in a rather mummified condition, and it is in one of my many museums here in Trollingport, and yes, it's on display. But should you have the means to purchase it from me, or I do understand that that I need to pay a debt. Yes, I guess that I could part with it for Reginald's sake. Not sure what I would put in its place, but I'm sure I would figure something out.
Brugg will shrug and say, Brugg hunting dragons. Maybe Brugg give you head.
Oh, dragon's head. That sounds
it looked a lot better than smelly body.
He'll nod and like, yes. Oh, very well. That sounds jolly awesome. Yes, dragon's head. Excellent. Shall we meet after the museum's closed, naturally, Brugg, and I shall show you around the museum myself when the public have left.
Brugg will nod. That sounds nice. Brugg will say though, like Brugg cannot promise, dragon head. Brugg's not sure how fight will go.
Oh, if Reginald sent you, I'm sure you're more than capable of whatever feat it is, and if I take a loss, well, I'll just Reginald will repay me somehow. We have an understanding.
Wait a minute, doesn't he owe Reginald a debt?
Well, he considers this repayment of the debt. Let's just say.
Okay, then it makes them even, not,
Yes, but if you never get there.
Whatever. It's fine.
The
if
business
happens across the dragon's head that he doesn't need, he'll hand it over. It's not like he's, terribly caring about it.
Yeah, cool. Basically, you're able to ask him any questions you like. If you want, he will, let's see. He will let you know that he has heard rumor that there is a wizard's tower that's somewhere nearby. He doesn't know exactly where, and maybe there are some of these old reagents in there. He says wizards often have weird things in their towers.
Brugg nods and says, "Is on things for Brugg to do."
Oh, very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Yeah, he doesn't have anything else on the list. But yeah, that's fine. Is there anything you want to talk to him about while you're here?
Not that I can really tell him. Other than the wizard tower, I'll ask him if he knows where I might find the other bits. I mean, I've got two of the bodies. I have the 3 bodies now. But
he shakes his head. He's like, I don't know. But I do have a friend in the library. They probably have some information about this tower. Just say that you came to visit me today, and I'm sure they will show you anything that you desire.
Brugg will stand up, sensing the end of his tenure here at this nice person's house. Brugg will stand up and, remembering the bow that the butler offered him, Brugg will do his same kind of half bow, you know.
Yeah. He will just nod his head.
He'll say thank you. And
yeah, he'll nod his head and say, oh, very well. And he'll just ring this little golden bell, and the butler will open the door again and say, well, it's been very nice to meet you, Brugg. I wish you all the best in all of your ventures.
Yeah, Brugg thanks him. Brugg stop by if Brugg find anything interesting for you to add to a collection.
What a wonderful idea. Yes. Just don't bring them inside, will you?
Brugg looks at him like, well, of course not. And Brugg's like, Brugg not barbarian. And Brugg starts heading out the door.
So he'll just take a seat and continue working on his stuff. The butler will show you out unless there's anything else you want to do.
Nope, that'd be it. I'm gonna head to this library. Man,
Awesome.
Brugg is getting stuff done. No baby drama. No murdering the ex-lovers. Brugg is a man
what can
on a
I
mission.
tell you? Like, there's no point in me like beating around the bush and delaying you when you're going to these people that know things and have things. Like,
yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is one of the things where people are gonna come back and be like, man, Brugg was busy. It's like, yeah, Brugg actually does stuff. All about it. Brugg is gonna head to this. Is gonna go straight for this library. I mean, Brugg's already way behind schedule with getting these pieces together.
okay. So yes, you will be able to head to the library. So, Library of Trollenport. Now, this isn't as lavish or as large or as well known as the library in Korenberg, but it is still a pretty notable library. The library in Korenberg is like in a bit for libraries. It's like the library at Alexandria. But here it's not quite as amazing, but still excellent.
It's still bigger than Brugg's used to, so.
Yeah, and probably intimidating, like so many scrolls and books, crazy amounts. So yeah, you'll be able to go in, you'll be able to see the person. It'll be a female this time. I'm not even going to look up a name because it's really unimportant. Unless you really want them. It's the librarian. Yeah. She has glasses. And again, she's a gnome, like pretty much everyone else around town. She will, when you tell her that you've gone to see the noble, she'll be like, oh, very well. And she'll ask you what it is that you're after. Yes. So what do you tell her about what you came here for? What information exactly are you after?
I will pull out the list. I've got several of them checked off, and we'll tell him I am looking for 3 spectator eyes, the vocal cords of a harpy matriarch, 1 more mummified succubus body, some dragons, and 3 pints of patrol's blood. It's like, I'm looking on where I can find these things. And more importantly, I hear there is a wizard's tower. Brugg looking to find out what Brugg can about Wizard Tower.
Right.
I figured I may as well go like the full mile with maybe he knows anything, like stories of dragons nearby, or in some location, tribe of harpies, clan of trolls, what have you. So I figure if he can't help with them, he can't help with them, but maybe he will know something.
Sure. Just give me a second. I might have a third party who'd be willing to play the role of my librarian here. Just give me a second. Just figuring that out.
I'm in no rush to push things along now that, you know, things are just kind of happening.
Yeah. Actually, how about we take this opportunity for a 2-minute break? I'll grab some water and whatever, and I will be right back.
Yeah, go for it. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure. I'll hear from him in a second. See if he wants to do this. All right, he's just replying to me now. Looks like he's gonna do this. He's gonna pop in.
Oh, he's arriving?
Ah.
Or are you just waiting on me?
Just priming, doing the priming. You should be in any second.
Oh man, he's actually showing up.
Yep. Welcome.
You're late.
Guest
Horrifically late. A guest spot. Oh, it is a guest spot. It is a guest. Who is this person?
It is the great and mighty Chepe Le Pepe.
Well, that makes me trust less than nothing.
Who currently is muted. I'm sure he's just sorting himself out.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna.
Right now. So we've just entered the library. The woman at the front counter has basically met with Brugg and heard his request for information about a list of reagents that he's looking for. And also Brugg knows and has mentioned the fact that the noble that we just went and visited thought that perhaps the wizard's tower would have some of these reagents, and so has mentioned that as well to the librarian. So you can, the librarian will then point Brugg in the direction of your character that you're going to play now, right now.
Well, shoot, if he just wants to join, he can. Unless you say otherwise.
Right now. Right now. Tell me when. Oh, we're getting books. Excellent.
It's like, oh, shoot, I was not prepared.
This is right off the cuff, you know. Oh, do you want to come and join us? Sure. Yeah.
Wow, Matt. You just needed to find me another person to join me on my one-man army.
Yes? Someone there? Vision is not quite as it should be. This old age of sprint.
This is your LP, Austin. Go for it.
Oh no! Where in the conversation is he asking for this? Is one point, because I presented the list and I've asked about the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah. So basically, the woman that you saw at front counter has pointed you in the direction of this man, of this gnome, and you're just approaching him, and this is what he's saying.
Pardon, Brugg. Brugg. Brugg like jumps as you jump back. It's like tiny person. Brugg like clutches his chest like, oh god.
Like that.
You scare Brugg. You jump.
Jump! You not know I am the tallest elf? Gnome? Dwarf? Forgot what I was. Gnome! That's right! Gnome! In all of my class, the brightest! I know the philosophers! The great!
Brugg's just like looking around. Brugg's looking around to see if this episode is gathering anyone else's attention. It's like, oh no. Brugg not here to question that. Brugg just looking for information.
What kind of information do you seek?
Brugg rolls out the list at his belt and hands it over.
All right. So the list reads.
I can link it into chat if he wants.
Sure. There we go.
Active.
So
Brugg already have all of the things except spectator eyes, vocal cords, red dragon bits, troll blood, and still need one succubi body.
Yes, succubi bodies are hard to come by these days. Back when I was more dapper. A bit easier.
Oh, Brugg have two, actually, from today.
How? I suppose you're young. That helps. So, yes, what were you saying that you were missing? Because you have the body.
Mm-hmm. Brugg still need one body, but Brugg missing troll blood. Looks at list. Harpy vocal cords Wyrmling, Gizzard, and Heart, and Spectator Eyes.
Spectator eyes!
Brugg just like chokes on like saliva and leaps back from this excitable tiny figure.
This book. Look at this book. Do you see this book?
Bruggsy.
Can you read?
Yes. Mostly.
All right. Come back here and I'll teach you yet. If you do not know, you will. I'll make a man out of you yet. But, besides formality, as you can see here, and it shows a map, it shows a small tower outside. There's a tower just beyond here. I'm getting excited. I haven't been this excited in a while. Nobody's asked me any questions. Not since little old Miss Baggins wanted her romance novels. But the eyes are located in a tower. Do you know how I know this?
How?
The great wizard, Sylis, the backward. He gathered many things. Many things, including spectator eyes. Many important things. That man was a man. That's not the right book. Here's the right book. Here's his tower's history. He had, remember his biography. I only read it 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 3 days ago. He had, what was that order? The night and the day. Oh no, he didn't join that one. He hated those guys. Yes, that's right. Put a bit too far, a bit of extremists. Oh, my accent's slipping. By the way, do you like lycanthropes?
Brugg shrugs. Brugg not know many lycanthropes.
It shouldn't be. You don't have a problem with them, do you?
No. Brugg not have problem with many people. Most people have problem with Brugg.
An open mind is very necessary when it comes to Skellicosi. For you see, he was all about lycanthropes. He wanted to protect them. He fought valiantly against the Closed Circle, and he even left the guild because they wanted to war with them. He had a very soft spot for people who would change. In fact, so much so he built a plane between the dimensions. He's quite a smart, dapper fellow, much like myself back in the day. Lighten up. You kids don't know anything about humor, do you?
Brugg more concerned you're going to jump and scare Brugg again.
Why are you so scared? You need to be brave! Brave!
Brugg normal response to being surprised is punching whatever it is. So Brugg very much trying to restrain self.
Very well, very well. You wouldn't punch an old man, would you? That's not polite. Your parents would be very disappointed.
Brugg not see parents in very long time.
You must come to dinner with me and my family tonight. I must show you the ways. I will show you the ways to your proper family, and I'll introduce you to my daughter.
What was that?
Nothing. You're single, right? Healthy. No STDs?
ST what?
Never mind. Do you have any lumps in strange areas?
Brugg not thinks so. Brugg starts like patting himself.
Good. You don't mind dating dwarves, do you?
The what?
Good, perfect, open-minded. You're perfect for Skellicosi. Anyway, So yes, here's any kind of halfway points to give general direction. Along the ways where you would find such a tower and such a place, in the memory escapes me. Continues. Many have gone there but never returned, by the way. Are you truly brave? I mean, you scared very easily.
No, Brugg go to many places that not many return from. Brugg lists off the previous adventures of family of aboleths, frost troll, etc.
Oh, you have a lot of stories. You could be a librarian.
No, Brugg like moving around. Brugg can't not be librarian. Brugg too clumsy, and Brugg like moving around.
Librarians move around too. Anyway, Scolosi. Scholastic endeavors and things that are clever, other such things. Let's see. Why did he keep those spectator eyes? Oh, he was a fan of... No, that's not where they were. Was it with the puzzle? Was it with the incident with the guillotine? He built puzzles and things, and he needed magical items for it, and he was constantly trying to put something to do with shapeshifters and lycanthropes or other. I can't remember. The whole tower phases in and out of existence between the planes. Nothing special.
Bruglearn Tower is here.
Here?
And here for another month, 27 days?
It's appeared?
31, I believe.
31 days? Thank you, Matt. Brugg starts counting on his fingers. It's like, 31.
Oh! You must return a book for me. It's in his personal study.
Okay. Brugg going there anyways.
Please do, and I'll reward you handsomely with a date. Regardless.
With a what?
You'll find out, it's a surprise, but you'll do an old man great favor. He stole my research, he did. Back when I was a snappy young warlock. I miss those days, Samantha.
Brugg shrugs. You can come with Brugg.
No. That's no place for an old man like me. Besides, I've already known all puzzles. So, just bring me the book. It's a small leather bound. It has a picture of a very long, obtuse triangle. And it has my name on it. Salsabar. My old name, not my new name, but that's beside the point. It'll have Salsabar on it. You know, Salsabar. Like the Salsabars. The greatest of librarians in all of the town's history. And this great land of ours. You will learn soon enough. You will have to, if you are to survive.
Okay.
Good luck. Bring me back that book.
Brugg, bring back book. No need to worry.
Thank you. You're such a young, strapping young lad. And he shakes your hand just furiously.
Brugg is just beside himself. Brugg has no idea how to handle this.
Back to work. Do you need anything else? Do you need a book? They interest you in some of the great philosophers.
You happen to know about dragons? Where to find dragon?
Yes, but I won't tell you unless you bring me back that book.
Matt, I can see you just with the shit-eating grin. Get out of here. Bro, just be like, okay, bro, go to tower.
You don't think I would give you all of the information now, would you?
Yes, you're a librarian. that what librarian do? That job.
No, librarians have secret. Never mind. Have a good day.
Brugg will head out.
Thank you. That was awesome.
I liked role playing with you. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, your accent leak. Yeah. Oh, he left. Okay. Didn't much care for us, or for me, I guess. Well. Oh well, I guess.
Oh well. Let me know how it goes, or if I should just watch.
So I guess, do we end there, or is
So let's revise. What have you learnt? And excuse me. Is there anything else you want to do, and etc. etc. etc.
Not exactly, to be honest, because I know with the axe, Brugg is waiting for word back from our dwarven friend, who party is still mad about, and will only be angrier when he shows up.
So this gnome probably knows about it, to be honest.
What, the axe?
Hmm.
Ah, shoot. Well,
but Brugg might not think of asking him.
Yeah. Brugg's already assigned the dwarf to go do it, and just kind of figured he'll know when he gets back. Brugg needs to go find the party. Brugg needs to, because I know party was pretty excited when he told them about the tower. And they all, one in particular, was quite excitable about the tower. So he will go to find the party in the temple district. But other than that, there's not really much for Brugg to do. I've collected the pieces that I can for the extent that I can move about in this one-man army.
You can come along if you want, Chepe.
I quite liked his roleplay, and he seemed like an alright guy.
So we're at like level 7. Not that it makes much difference.
Same as stats are 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can totally be Brugg's friend. Brugg will be like, no, he's totally with me.
Yeah, so yeah, we're in Trollan Port, which is a major trade city, mostly filled with gnomes, because we're in Zalaga, which is the gnome capital, and this is like the major trade city of the gnome capital. So it's like mostly gnomes. We're right on the shore, so a lot of the buildings are actually somewhat submerged in the water, and then the higher up parts of the city aren't as much. And there's a big harbor, which is on a little river inlet that comes in, and so much trade comes through here. It's not funny. The city has been closed, I guess, due to the fact that there's this plague / disease / something or other that no one really knows what it is that's been going on, and people have been basically just those affected basically just they're walking normally and speak normally, and then suddenly they just stop in mid-stride, and it's like they become paralyzed, but they don't turn to stone or anything like that. They just basically stop and freeze, and they just stay that way. And so, like, the whole city has basically gone berserk, going, there's this disease around. Any people that have been acting somewhat strange are basically being put into seclusion forcefully by the city guard to make sure that, like, the risk of infection goes down. So there's a whole bunch of people, like, in seclusion, being behind bars and stuff. And the party basically had to find someone to vouch for them in the city that was already a resident to say, look, these guys are okay and they can do stuff around town. What else can I tell you?
So they need a resident and they haven't found one yet?
No, they have.
Okay.
They just did a couple, like 2 sessions ago or 1 session ago.
For which?
Recently. We got signed off by Reginald.
Oh, that was 2 sessions ago because we returned with the bits and then the last session was consumed by drama within the city while Brugg kind of just wandered around doing stuff and generally being grumpy with party still yelling about baby stuff. Oh, and he's super mad at Corey for suddenly just abandoning Lana.
Sylis, yeah.
Yeah, Sylis, thank you.
Young man, you forgot your book.
Brugg turns around, looking around in the crowd for this old nasally voice, like, the hell? And he looks down. Brugg tries to catch him as, gently as giant monster hands can.
I fall gently into his arms. Oh! You forgot your book!
What book? Brugg, you're not, what?
The book you're going to check out! The book! The biography of the great wizard! The backward!
Brugg was going to check out the book?
I signed it out in your name!
Oh.
My job, as you said!
Okay. Brugg is at this point just like, whatever you say, crazy old person. Please don't hurt me. Just takes the book.
Selakosi was a great man. They're a bit of a cutthroat. He was fantastic, though not that great, I suppose. And a member of the finest of academics when he didn't steal your work.
Why was he backward?
You'll find out soon enough if you want to go to the tower. Do you know how to get there, young man?
Brugg have no idea. But it on map, and Brugg opens map, so Brugg figure can find his way.
Can you read maps, young man?
Brugg can. His first thing Brugg learned before Brugg learned to read. Or write.
It is okay to admit one's lack of education. That is the first step to becoming educated.
Brugg learning. Brugg mostly know how to read and write. Brugg just not great at it yet.
Why are you holding that map upside down?
Because Brugg distracted by tiny old person. Flips it over.
No, don't be mean to old people.
You being mean to Brugg. To see everyone looking now.
I am offering my assistance as a librarian to help you find ancient artifacts and obtain knowledge beyond your imagination. That is what we do.
You said no when Brugg asked. Brugg asked very clearly. You say no. Now will person change mind?
No mind was changed. I remember nothing of that conversation.
Not because no, old and crazy. Brugg throws his arms up in the air.
He starts falling because you're holding him up.
Brugg just like catches him like
Man. He attacked an old man. Help! Gods! Gods!
Don't you start that. Don't you accuse Brugg of doing that. Brugg already in trouble. Don't you do. Brugg gives him a stern finger wagging.
With the ruffian? Did I decide to help a criminal?
Brugg looks very nervous when he says that. Brugg no criminal. Brugg was part of Adventurers Guild.
Which one?
What was it? The Bringers of Hope, Matt? Or
Yes,
Light?
the Bringers
of Hope. Yeah, there you go.
You definitely know of them, Chapo. They are very much brand new and have been created by an upstart man who decided that the downtrodden, those that don't have any money, should be represented by adventurers guilds just as much as nobles and high payers. So but previously, adventurers guilds are really only for the privileged. This one that is created is for the common man.
Brugg slay mind flayers. Brugg fight Abelis. Brugg fight off invasion of snake people. Brugg not stand here be called criminal because old gnome forget conversation.
I will not stand here and be called old.
Brugg
and
puts him down. Brugg puts him down, and no one can sit.
I offered my services as a librarian.
You said no before. Brugg asked. You say no. You can't just
no. Mainly because I don't think you would remember to get that book for me.
Brugg just needed to know about where to get the stuff. Brugg not checking out. Brugg, take the book. Fine. Stop harassing Brugg.
Do you not need my help? I'm a great biographer of the great Sarakosi.
Do you know how to get through tower?
Something like that.
Something like that?
I have a general idea.
Did an idea.
It's better than what you have.
Fine, you can come.
Righto! Just like
Brugg just stomps off. Brugg stomps off, grumbling to himself, parting like the crowd around him, just like, "Arr!"
Wait, let me ride.
What? You not riding, Brugg? You have legs, you walk. Maybe you can ride
But
hay
my
later.
legs can't keep up. It
Brugg
is my
sighs.
brain, not my body.
Brugg sighs and just like picks him up and puts him on one shoulder and is like, fine. No wiggling around, you stay there. And Brugg is just like hiding his face with one hand, just like, oh god. It's like hustling towards where the party he thinks the party is.
So the library is in the civic district, which is basically where the temple district is, just like right next door. And
It borders it.
Yeah, and they sort of bleed into one another really. And then where the party is, they were probably going to come here in the afternoon, but they were held up. They were like holed up rather in the trade district with the inn. But it's probably come time now that they're probably heading in this way. They were going to go to the temple to...
Which temple? This is actually something I can ask the gnome.
The keeper of the silver flame, like the silver flame.
Ah, good. The people that hate lycanthropes.
Yeah.
With an absolute passion. Sure, this will only go over well.
Yeah.
Brugg will carry this gnome there.
So do you want to
Not quite.
quickly like give a brief description of what Brugg looks like and maybe his manner or whatever, just so that Chepe has some idea what he's dealing with?
Brugg has black hair, red eyes, and is very ashy gray. He cuts quite a figure for, as opposed to just the common brutish half-orc. He is still big, very strong, but he has a very human-like gait to him. A lot from his the human part of his heritage. You can definitely tell, being carried by him, that he is quite strong, and he is absolutely riddled with scars. Although, to your high intelligence, you can tell this is not quite from just years of experience of battle, but also more so of just taking an absolute beating whenever battle comes across.
And what does our gnome look like, other than he's old?
I would like to give Chepe one thing, though, if he wants to roll perception.
Okay.
Also, in my book, you're now Old Man Chepe.
Old Man Chepe.
I rolled a 6.
It's above a 5.
I'm saying he has all 0 modifiers.
No, it's also because you're really close to his neck, being tiny and on his shoulder. But yeah, you can see bouncing off of his chest is a very druidic-like necklace, so you can tell that he is of some belief and or religion. Though of what, you are not certain. Then yeah, that's Brugg.
He's also hefting a rather large axe on his back.
Well, you didn't ask about that. You asked about Brugg.
Yeah, well, like, it's part of...
It's not part of Brugg. Brugg takes offense to that. Voice in sky. You stay out of Brugg's head.
That is quite a large axe.
Brugg looks back. It Bruggs. It's like as it's normal.
Said your name was Brock?
Brugg.
Brugg.
Brugg. B-R. He pauses for a moment. U-G-G. Brugg.
Brugg. Brogue?
No.
Brugg.
Looks at him. Don't you start that.
It's a fascinating name. Brugg.
Brugg shrugs. It kind of just bounces you on the shoulder. It Brugg's name.
Does the roots mean valiant, steel, or fisherman?
Brugg not certain. It's what Brugg's father named him.
I believe somewhere in Orcish, it means something along the lines of daffodil.
Brugg thinks for a moment.
Although I get confused from time to time when during the great movement of the North, when they split that.
Maybe we ask Brugg's father one day.
Maybe.
Me think Brugg's dad just named Brugg this because it's easy with last name.
What is his last name?
Brugg last name is Argug.
What does that mean?
Brugg shrugs again. Brugg have no idea. Just name.
You're probably familiar maybe with a general area where that sort of last name might come from, being that you're a studied man.
Yeah, I was actually curious.
Shadow Marches, Eldane Reaches kind of area, which is like north west of here.
You're from the marshes?
Brugg looks somewhat surprised. Brugg nods. That where Brugg was born.
Did you play with the Will-O-Wisps as a child?
Brugg just kind of looks confused for a moment.
Pretty light.
Brugg not play with any wills, but lights. There are lots of lights in marshes. Told don't never follow lights.
Yes, it is not wise. Good, you listen to your parents.
Brugg nods like this is a normal thing. That they Brugg's parents.
Starts chewing harder on his candy as if contemplating something, squinting his eyes. He's a gnome with slightly puffy cheeks, gruffed out face, probably more akin to that of a dwarf in terms of wrinkliness. It's kind of like a really shriveled raisin version of Santa
Leathered
Claus.
with age, kind of wrinkly. Okay.
His skin is getting a bit leathery. You can see the sunspots growing out on the sides of his arms, which are becoming plumpous and fat in old age. As a librarian, he has been quite sedimentary. As the stone itself, he lays out like a dried-up riverbed. It looks like he himself has been in the sun for quite some time. The only thing left are long streaks of blonde intermixed with gray, of a longing hairdo balding on the top, but combed back slick as to cover perhaps even another bald spot on the very back. He has a beard, and it is perhaps the only majestic thing about him. Shriveled glasses with old wooden frames, just like himself, barely keep themselves on the rim of his nose, curved and pointed downward. We never had a proper introduction, sir. Boy.
Brugg looks at him. Young man is fine. Brugg is 19 now, Brugg think. Brugg haven't been keeping track, honestly.
19? Your height and build?
Brugg, shrugs again as he kind of slows down. Like, this is... Like, the gnome seems much more astounded by this than Brugg is. Brugg's just kind of like, what, is something wrong with Brugg? Checks for lumps again.
I have to read my book again about averages of heights for your kin. There may need to be some updating in the scholarship. How exciting! I'm already having an adventure.
So here's a piece of information. So you know that the orcs of the Shadow Marches and Eldeen Reaches up in that area shouldn't be quite as large as what Brugg is. Brugg's size and
if I can tell him my height and weight if he wants, so he can get a better idea.
I mean, probably doesn't matter, but geographically, it's very unusual for an orc to be quite Brugg's size. Half orcs don't vary hugely, but it's much more common for Brugg's approximate size and larger to be from the northeast rather than the northwest, and even the southeast as well. So there's a big goblin orc nation over in the east, and they're much closer to the size of what Brugg is than the Shadow Marches, Eldeen Reaches orcs or half orcs. Typically.
I actually had to look at Brugg's age, and I totally forgot he was 17. I was like, but it makes sense for Brugg, because Brugg would never keep track. It's like, oh yeah, so, Brugg 19, maybe.
There's always variance, obviously, in races, but typically that's the case. And as far as geographical sizes of orcs and half orcs historically in this place. So do with that what you will.
He just murmurs to himself things under his breath. Fascinating, simply fascinating. Watch him. Fascinating. So, whispering something into his book.
what you do before librarian. Brugg trots along.
Do you even know my name yet?
Brugg, no. Just
What is
take
it?
a bit. Well, Brugg, no, old name. Brugg, no, old name is Salsabar. Brugg, remember that.
But do you know my current name?
Brugg shakes his head. Brugg not ask yet. But you know Brugg's name, so what gnome name?
Pulls up his glasses. And the book that he has disappears from his hand. And then reappears in a puff of flame. Whips it out. And a brief moment of youth sparks in his face. I'm Lawrence Pennyfarthing, former warlock, to whose name I cannot say. Quite delightful, yes.
He perks up at the word of warlock. It's like, oh, we have one of those.
Really?
Brugg think. Brugg not totally certain, but sound same.
So that is my name. It would be good to get to know someone before one asks such personal questions.
Lawrence Pennybutt. Is good name.
Pennyfarthing. I'll teach you to read.
Farting?
Yes. Wait, what? No.
You say yes.
Pennyfarthing.
You say yes first. Now you change.
I misheard you.
Lawrence
I'm
Pennyfarting.
old. I'm old.
Yeah, and that's fine. Farting happened with old people.
Dang it, Crunk.
Not Brugg's fault, old gnome keep forgetting things like name or book or conversation.
What conversation?
Never mind.
Right on,
Need to figure out how to convince party to let you come.
At that moment, you get to the temple district. You walk through where the civics sort of bleed in. You're starting to see the different temples, and from the corner of your eye, you think that you might possibly recognize someone that's coming out of one of the sort of, I guess it's like a nunnery, I suppose, a residence that's kind of connected to one of the churches. And out from the door walks Faella from the Blackstone Church in Shan.
Huh. Brugg immediately goes towards her because, one, she is super nice. But two, what is she doing here?
Yeah.
Brugg apologize to Lawrence. Brugg need to make a quick stop. He hustles over towards Faella with gnome in tow.
Faella will see you. She'll look up and she'll like, ever so slightly, she'll frown for a second, and then her face will light up and smile. She'll say, Brugg, hello. I've been looking for Lana.
Oh, come with Brugg. Brugg going to find them. And Brugg will like give
She's
her
going to murder you for this.
Don't look at me. I have no idea. I don't even know in player why she would murder me. But I'm gonna give Faella like the one-arm hug and be like, "Come with Brugg. Brugg know where they are."
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Oh, let me just get my things. And she'll walk back into the little area and she'll grab a bag and she'll come back out. It sort of looks like
Brugg
a
looks
bag.
substantially happier that she has shown up. Because she was one of the few nice people, like one of the few first nice people in Sharn that Brugg had ever met.
Yeah. She gathers her stuff and she's like, okay, bro. Oh, wow. Yeah, fancy just meeting you. I knew you guys came this way, but it just was kind of hard to find you.
Is rude. Brugg kind of points up at his shoulder. This Lawrence.
Hi, Lawrence. My name's Faela, and she'll just say, I'm a keeper of the flame at Blackstone Church in Sharn. She's not an official cleric. She doesn't have official cleric garb, but she does keep the flame. So she's like a volunteer, almost.
She's part of the clergy. She's just not a cleric.
Yeah. One second.
I see. It is a pleasure to meet you, young lady. Sunshine and beauty always bring warmth to old bones.
She'll smile and be like, oh, well, what a nice thing for you to say. The wisdom of the old is great indeed.
Yes, great, quite great, limited, but great.
Brugg is just rolling his eyes at these two. as Lawrence just goes off and is just like, oh no.
Have you heard of the great Selicosi?
She just like looks at Brugg, whose eyes are rolling.
Brugg is just like subtly shaking his head, like, mm-mm.
And she just like, she goes to respond and sees Brugg shaking. She just says,
her other arm's just making the like, don't do it, like a slash of the neck. Like, stop.
No. So Brugg, what's new?
Oh, and Brugg's just like, Brugg on quest.
Yes, to find my book.
Brugg's just like deaf in one ear as he shouts. It's like lifts up and puts a finger in his ear, just like, ah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It okay, just not in Brugg ear. Brugg on way to Wizard Tower. Need to collect Party and Lana.
The Parting Tower of Selicosi. We've been over this.
The Farting Tower of
No, Penny Farthing is my name.
We figure it out on way. Stop yelling at Brugg.
Just as you guys are like debating and starting to walk back towards the trade district, Lana and Kari come around the corner and see both like Brugg. Brugg has an old gnome male on his shoulder, and he is in tow with Faela of Blackstone Church, Lana.
Brugg immediately grabs both of them, sees Lana, and goes, Lana! And just, please, just like books it toward them, because then he can get the gnome off his shoulder. It's like the gnome is just flapping in the wind as Brugg just like takes off.
My bones can't take this.
She's just like, oh, hi, Brugg, hi. Let me breathe, please, baby. Does he look over?
Brugg is already like next to you with these two. Brugg's just like, bro, got big news.
Okay. What? Quickly, what news you have? And Faela, we need to talk.
Wait, what was that first part? Brugg's still deaf in one ear. Sorry.
What?
What's the news? What's the news?
Oh, Brugg pulls out the list. Brugg find most of items.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Congrats.
Brugg looks just kind of downhearted as like she just kind of brushes it off.
She quickly puts on like a smile, like that's wonderful. I've been looking really hard for those.
Brugg's just like gets back to happiness, like yeah, thanks.
So Faela's face is completely graven now that she sees you, and she says, yes, we need to talk. No emotion.
Can I roll to pick up on this?
Absolutely.
All right, because this seems like one of those things Brugg should actually, start to pick up on.
You can roll with advantage because you know Faela pretty well.
Well,
oh yeah.
Finally, not a 1.
Yes.
Congratulations,
You
Brugg.
immediately pick up on this. Faela looks really disturbed.
Since Brugg
and
is
she's
really
looking at
protective
Lana.
of both these people, Brugg turns to her and just goes, "What?"
Is he saying that to Faela or Lana?
Faela, she's the one that made like the blank ashen kind of face at you, and Brugg is super protective of Lana and party.
Yeah. So Faela will just be like, I think we probably need to go and sit down and discuss this in private.
If it's about Ren, I already know, but we do need to go somewhere private because she's like kind of pointing to Naydra. It's like she needs a checkup. Like seriously,
Is she just like streaking through the streets still?
No, not
Kari?
Kari, not Kari.
Oh, Kari. Okay.
This is Naydra, Vesuvius' sister. That's kind of in tow.
Who's also there.
Oh,
And,
yeah, good. Brugg
she's
just kind
just
of
like,
waves. Person like hi.
she needs a checkup. So yeah, if we could find somewhere private, then you came all the way out here because of Rip? Like kind of like this, like we need to talk. And Peace is just like, oh, I already know what's up. Wait, you came all the way out here? Wow.
I kind of get the feeling it's not just about Ren.
She says,
Brugg.
She says,
You're not
I did come out here to address that and crimes.
Crimes?
Brugg once again is deafened in one ear, but also looks like Brugg goes pale. And other party members, if they want to, can roll for perception to see Brugg just pale again.
No, because Lana's pretty much in this kind of like crimes. And it's
Stop exciting old gnome! Old gnome keep yelling in Brugg ear. Stop it! Brugg just like puts a hand over your face.
But
No, not the gnome's face. Lana's face. She's just like, stop saying crimes. Stop exciting gnome. Gnome yelling Brugg's ear again. Stop, please.
Perhaps let's go back to the inn. We can go up into my room if that would be appropriate, or unless you have somewhere you'd rather go that's more private, Faela?
There's some private rooms in here, and she points back to where she's just come out of the building. It's like a sort of nunnery, but just like a residence attached to the church.
Yeah. Good as ever. Yeah.
And she sort of
Brugg's just like, great, let's go inside. Not catching this whole, like, there's more at work other than Rin is dead.
Yeah.
Brugg's just like, great, yeah, let's go inside. Kind of ushers everyone in, like, woo.
And Lana will give like a nervous look to Naydra and then kind of a warm smile, like, We're gonna get you checked out and figure out what else Phelan means by crimes.
Brugg makes sure to take Lawrence off his shoulder so he doesn't bump his head on the door and puts him down.
All right, so you go in. She ushers you into a private room, closes the door. The first thing that she'll do is she'll say, "Okay, so Naydra's not well. Like, what's going on? How can I help her first?"
And Dylan kind of look at her like, "Do you want to explain or should I?" And if Naydra's not going to speak, then I'll go and be like, well, so, yeah, she's not been well. She's been with a lot of people, if you know what I mean. And so it's more of a health concern, and she also sounds like she can't really control these impulses. Again, if you know what I mean.
Brugg likes to greet people too.
Well, Brugg, not quite like that. Like, for all we know, Naydra could be pregnant like me. Just saying.
I don't know. Brugg would be like, she likes to what, Lawrence? Brugg's just like suddenly concerned of this person nearby. I'm just like, oh god.
No biggie. Did she say pregnant?
Oh yeah, Lana pregnant. She have baby. Big deal. Lots of crazy. And Brugg, you can tell Brugg's just already just beyond over this whole thing of Lana's having a mystery baby.
Okay, mystery baby. So, yeah. I just, and she seems really upset by it. And I figured you might want to be able to help her.
Okay, well, we can look at her. We'll take some time. How about like she stays here overnight, and I will tend to her after I chat with you.
Okay.
If it's not like urgent, like right now, like we can do it.
I don't think so. It's just from what she told me, it probably yeah.
It's all right. We can like she can be in isolation if she prefers. Like it's.
Small just kind of look at Nader like, it's your choice if you want to. Like, I brought you here. I can't really force you technically, but she's not like saying this. It's just kind of that look of just like.
Yeah. So Naydra will like Fiala will call for a nurse, like for another cleric, like to come in, or an acolyte, and she'll lead her down the passageway and into another room where she can be sort of like isolated and safe and comfortable. So now we have Lana, Brugg, Fiala, and our new gnome friend. Is Kari there as well? It's up to you.
I would think Kari would have come in.
Okay.
And
Kari, who is a very pale-skinned tiefling. Do you want to just quickly describe what Lana looks like to?
Yeah, Lana has. She's a pale, plain human with very like platinum blonde hair that's short, kind of wavy. She has bangs, very nice, and she's short. She's 5'2" for a human, and so very slender. Although now she has this little bump forming on her belly, and she is currently dressed in a very simple, kind of lacy. I don't know to describe it, like it's sundress maybe, and it's all white, and she has like slippers. Like
is wedding dress. Brugg understand. Lacy white dress, wedding dress.
I have a picture somewhere of it.
Brugg not know when wedding was. Why not tell Brugg?
Brugg
Brugg have very fetching pants.
Fetching. Yeah.
Kari,
Yes.
Kari is dressed kind of like as a 70s hippie. She's got like the flower in the hair, and she's got like a daisy necklace.
Brugg looks to Lawrence. This
but
is
still
not how
dress.
she normally. There's something wrong, maybe. She's much happier though.
Definitely happier. Although she may know what's going on with Vesuvius, so. Anyways. By the way, Bela, did you know that Vesuvius is missing?
Hang on, one at a time. Who's first?
I say Lawrence.
Go for it.
Lawrence will whisper into Brugg's ear. By happier, do you mean that she's... Giving a raised eyebrow?
She what? Brugg looks very like...
You know, you're an adult, you're 19.
Wait, does Lana know Brugg's actual age? Brugg's
think
like...
so.
Brugg looks as like turning more and more red as like the
How old is
implications
Brugg?
go on. Technically, Brugg is 17.
Okay. Hey! Lana's gonna be turning 17 here in like another month or two. Anyways. Yeah. By the way, Lana's really young.
Brugg honestly looks very confused by the whole like, you know. Brugg's like, no, Brugg not no. But Brugg now concerned.
Oh, never mind. Terribly mistaken. He starts blushing. He turns down and looks at his book.
There's a knowing look from Fayella.
But now Brugg wants to know. Brugg, old people. Crosses his arms and goes back into his grumpy like.
Who are you calling old?
You old.
What were we talking about?
He's always finishing a book.
Brugg gives up. It's like goes back into like his cross arms like.
So that Lawrence is always brandishing a book every time he speaks.
Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing.
The dude's got a prop too. It's kind of awesome.
I know. I'm like, either he really likes to brandish a book, or that's for his character. So this makes us really happy.
I don't have a webcam to show off props yet. That changes soon. I move in a month.
Ooh.
So Fayella will just like sigh, read out, and she'll be like, so, yeah, Rin was found dead.
That's what
only like a short time after you left Shan. And
when?
I discovered a few things.
Do you know who did it? And she looks like super, like.
I think you know, she says. I mean, after someone's parents both mysteriously somehow end up dead. Yeah, I think you know.
I'm like that thing, like, is she going to try and be in denial? Parents mysteriously end up dead. Wait!
Brugg pats Lawrence's head and it's like, Brugg just goes, okay, Brugg keep you safe. That Brugg job.
Wait,
pats this
are you talking about my parents?
She sort of like hesitates for a second and she says, well, yes. Is there any other parents that I should know about?
First off, my dad was murdered. And my mother died from whatever illness thing that plagued her lungs. And if you're insinuating that I would kill Rin, you are out of your mind.
Brugg is choking on his kebab as this conversation takes a turn. Lawrence doing the good fight of just trying to help Brugg as he just like coughs up this full thing of kebab. Lana, parents murdered? Brugg not
Stab
know
it,
this.
Brugg! Shoot, and
Brugg's
one of them
like,
got snapped, like, stab it, Brugg! And like remembering that they're there. And before like turning her attention, like she's angry, but she also had like that
Brugg
like,
shrinks
angry
further
tears going
into
on
the
now,
corner.
like
Whispers to Lawrence.
how could you
That's
possibly
what Brugg do
think?
all time. Everyone crazy.
She says, I know all about your parents. And then she says, you promised to keep Ren safe. You are responsible.
I didn't. So it's not my fault that he's dead. I came here because I was going to meet Sylis' mother, and
What? So it's like not your fault, just like your father isn't your fault, and like your mother isn't your fault? Like, is that how it's not your fault?
As a quick note, is she accusing Lana of having been complacent in their murders?
Yeah.
Get ready, guys, because here comes the explosion of anger.
bring it.
Lauren says he's the only one really paying attention to anything Brugg, just for seeing Brugg kind of shaking beneath him. And Brugg kind of reaches up with like shaky hands and just picks up the gnome, and he stands up and he sets him in the chair. And he turns and just goes, "That not Lana fault!" and just yells. Like you can hear it down the street as Brugg just lays into Faella.
And Lana at this would just kind of turn again on Brugg, just like, Brugg!
Brugg just like
Stay
Brugg is you can already see Brugg is just beyond listening to you, Lana. Brugg is like just shaking hands, like because all he is seeing at this moment is having murdered that elf outside the city.
Yeah. All right.
Because
So
this is especially close to Brugg.
I need you to make a will save, Brugg. Wisdom save.
I'd kind of say this is at a disadvantage, seeing that Brugg is an anger machine.
Okay, calm person.
What's that?
Calm person.
He calms down?
That's what she just cast on him. Calm person.
Okay. Brugg starts to calm, but he's still... You can see the anger is contained below the surface.
He knows that she's cast a spell on him, right? But he also has his emotions being called back and his
Reined
breath
in.
coming back and that sort of thing.
The rage dying, yeah. But Brugg is still not pleased.
No.
Brugg looks at her and just goes, "That like Faella being murderer for not saving people."
She says,
How many people die because they too hurt for you to heal? Does that make you kill them?
So Vale looks to Lana and says, do you want to tell him or shall I?
She's being very stubborn, just keeping her mouth shut. She's not going to admit anything. She's not really sure she believes that Faella knows.
Who wants to poke the bear?
Criminals!
So Faella says, you know, this is a safe temple. Do you want to wait outside? Like, you seem really nervous in here, and it's perfectly safe. She looks at the gnomes, like in the chair. It's like you just if you want to wait outside, it's fine. So yeah, Chepe, you have the choice of staying in the room as he continues to talk or not. And then she'll say, I've spoken with Dr. Tomland.
Okay. She was dying, you know.
He mentioned that.
She'd been dying for 4 years. She was in a lot of pain. No one was able. There's no help for her. And she wanted to die. No one seems to understand that.
Rin understands that, or he did. Gosh, she's being so cruel. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It kind of makes sense though for the character, because it's one of those things where she could be wondering if Lana didn't kill both of them at this point.
Yeah.
And so it's not like she would have sympathy towards, the person killing people. So it makes sense. Brooke's just sitting next to Lawrence. Like, oh man, this is...
I didn't kill Rin.
Lawrence is halfway hiding in his big Cosby sweater.
Okay.
I didn't kill Rin. Why would I kill the one person who sees any good in me? And
She says, I see good in you, Lana.
right.
Brooke sees good too.
Right,
He raises his hand in the corner.
But you come here accusing me for murdering him? And you say you see good in me?
She says, we all have dark secrets. I don't know who killed Rin, but I know who killed your parents. And after everything, it's my duty to Sean, the church, and to Rin to find out what really happened.
How long after I left did he die?
Do you remember what I said during the week?
I know it was the day after his mother's anniversary, but I don't know where.
So the 30th of last month, so it's the 16th today. 30th of last month is when Rin's mother's anniversary of death was, and apparently they've dated Rin's death on the 1st of this month. So the day directly after the anniversary of Rin's mother's death.
Yeah, so I'd say after, when she gets this, like, she's just racking her head, just like, he didn't have any debts left. No enemies that I could think of. The first. And then just kind of like a light bulb in a sense kind of goes off as she's like, oh my gosh. His mother's anniversary's the 30th. No. It has to be something else. I would not think that he'd be suicidal. Like, that just... No. Was there anything else found?
Yeah, apparently there were bottles of Taze. One was drained completely, like he had been drinking.
Okay. I'm guessing, like, would Lana know how strong, like, a single bottle, like, is that, like, kind of one of those, like, whoa, why would anyone drink a whole bottle by themselves? So, like, that could kill them kind of thing, or would
It's
she...
probably about as alcoholic as champagne, maybe a tiny little bit more, but drinking a whole bottle might seem a little bit much, but it's not brutal. It's not like drinking spirits.
Okay. It's just... Okay.
Maybe fortified kind of thing, but yeah.
Any wounds or...
Well, he wasn't found immediately.
Right.
He had to be burned. Yeah,
just she goes through a sob fit right there. Just catches her breath, and I don't know. I'm going back Thursday for the funeral. I could look through to see if there's anything. You come with me, to prove that I'm not trying to hide anything. But
she says,
he has a bunch of Taze, bottles of Taze.
She says, look at me, Lana. She looks deep into your eyes. She says, okay, I believe you. I'll come with you. I'll be by your side. But we're going to need to deal with the stuff with your parents once all this is over. I won't bring it up again until this is over.
Okay.
She looks over to Brugg and she says, well, that was hard.
Thela? And Lana will suddenly add this, like, especially as she's like starts to redirect her focus. So the other thing with Naydra and me that maybe you know something about, we've had a revive at all cost potion put upon us. Do you know what that is? A revive at all cost, or any cost, something like that, used on us. A few months back I had died, but I'm here, and the same had happened to Naydra, but I didn't meet her until afterwards, which is the reason for some of the her out of controlness with what I talked about. So if
I don't know what that is, she says, but I probably know someone that might. How about I find someone that might know what that is, and you come back tomorrow, and pick up Naydra, and we'll see if we can see what that's all about.
That would be really, really good. Thank you.
Okay. She looks at the other two that are seated on the floor, and she says, "I'm sorry, that was awkward. I'm here to do my duty, and it must have been hard for you to hear. Is there anything I can do for you, either of you?"
Do you by any chance have any books?
Brugg is just super awkwardly quiet right now. Just
I
like,
think that would be the perfect time to end. Do you by chance have any books? Are we good with that?
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was hopping in, and oh my gosh, got our RP point things. Woo! So if everyone else is happy, I'm happy.
All right. So I think it's a pretty
yeah,
good.
you missed Matt going. Oh my God, she's going to kill you.
Wait, what?
When Faela came out and it's like, oh, we've got to go and find Lana immediately. I'm like, she's going to kill you.
Really? That's too funny.
Brugg hasn't known about
Lana will
any
be
of
so
this.
happy to see you.
Brugg
Lana-
hasn't known about any of this for ages because every time there's like a moment comes up for him to discover it, it's like, oh, cool, perception. 1. Wow, look at that tree over there.
Well, he knows now.
Tree.
So thank you, Chefe, for coming in and being our guest and popping in. I hope you had fun. Thank you for Lana for, I know you had a lot of stuff on today, for coming last minute and joining in, and thank you.
Thank you for letting me. This is awesome.
Thank you to Austin slash
Dad.
Brugg for playing the whole session. It's been good. I'm going to take us off live now, but we'll be back in 2 weeks to continue our Eberron adventures, and we'll chat after the session. So thank you all, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.
See you.